Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
You have got to get up pretty early to go do something. We are the Alternative Dig Talk. With our mobile studios, we are redefining TV presentation just as technology is setting the pace. We are blending our approach with fresh, perspectively designed breakfast show, The Mighty Drive, informative and entertainment show, exclusive and live interviews.
We President Museveni wadde juzi namulaba apima akawunga kilo 2 tasobola kalya nini bwaba alya kilo 5 oyanema okuliisa eggwanga ne bwe limundekera.
Njagala kwebaza the Alternative Dig Talk etuwadde kano ka Mighty Drive era n'abatuwuliriza bonna abali ku mikutu njagala basaba mugendo mu maaso n'okuwuliriza.
All given to you just a click away on your phone, tablet, laptop, and smart TVs. As we are streaming live on our social media platforms, on the road and on the go. We are the Alternative Dig Talk. People, you're welcome to the Snap Talk with your girl Teddy Tenjo every Saturday right from 6 to 7.
It is your responsibility omwana wo kubeera mu nyumba nga teyasuze bweru mbo bamubanja rent. Koyo kulaba abalenzi abasajja abakunga butuufu tebabuulirirwa nga babulamu.
Towerabira nti tuli wano ku the Alternative Dig Talk. Mukwano gwange gwali topic kiri wandiyagadde twogereko. Is it about family?
You can take your time. Look for a job, stabilize, men will come, men will always be there, you will get the men. Bonna goyagala musajja yina goyagala jamufuna.
Embaga ketuuke. Bino bitu yasenga na ojabba funa.
Naye ng'oli asitudde tu yakedde ku machabaga nti nsitudde tu. Naye nga mutuufu agambye nti gy'akyali. Akyali muto.
Is it outside family? Is it society? Oh, could it be relationships? Just be commenting at topic yona gyandiyagadde twogereko tujja kwa tujogera kwano ku the Alternative Dig Talk ku share enganzi the Snap Talk.
Hey Ugandans, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Dewa Kiki, the Deputy Defense Spokesperson and actually the Deputy Spokesperson for the Uganda People's Defense Forces. I was hosted on Alternative Dig Talk. I encourage all Ugandans that this is the way to go. Always watch, participate, give your views and ask questions on Alternative Dig Talk. Dig Talk, the way to go.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
7 a.m. Good morning. Welcome to the Mighty Drive. My name is Edgar Matthew Karuhanga. Dark times we are living in. It's a chilly morning though right here in Uganda. I call them dark times because of what has been happening in the country and outside the country. Earlier on Saturday night, Uganda experienced another bomb blast that claimed over, 2 people I think have been confirmed dead and over 3 people have been injured, and the numbers are always relative, keeping on changing by the day. We don't know exactly what to expect, but yes, that is what happened in Uganda right there on Saturday. At around 8 to 9 p.m. we saw a bomb blast that claimed the innocent lives of Ugandans. Right now, everybody is asking themselves, what next? What should we do? What as a country are we going to do about these particular things? And still to tap on that, that disappointing action that happened in eKomambooga in Kawempe, that is Kampala district. We also experienced yesterday a thrashing that will go down in the history of the game, that is the football game, where Liverpool came and thrashed Manchester United over 5 goals at the Old Trafford. That is the talk of town. Many people are saying, is it time for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to get out of the steering wheel of Manchester United, or we need to change more? That is what has been trending all over the country right about now, and we are still in the dark moments. There's nothing that you really can celebrate, apart from the fact that you and I are still alive and the fact that you are watching the Mighty Drive show. It's always a pleasure to have you right here on the show. Later on, I'll be joined by Miss Farida Bikobede, and we shall be discussing a lot of things. But before we do that, allow me send some special shout outs to the people who watch us every day. Mr. Norman Tumihimbi said it's always a pleasure to have you watching us, and there are lots of people innocent who always watch us. I know Mokoze Anthony, the program's director, special shout outs to you. Thank you everybody who has made a point to make sure that you watch us right here on the Mighty Drive. The show airs every Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. We have a political talk, we have discussions, we have human rights, we have everything that you need. Sometimes we talk about the sport, we also talk about entertainment, the musicians and everything. I'm in the proud company of Rogers. Today I have he's my producer of the day, and Miss Teddy Tenjo Nabukera. She is the lady on camera this time round. Katoto Musime is out of town tomorrow, and we shall be waiting to see him, and I know he's actually watching right about now. Special shout outs to you, Mr. Kato Tumusime. Good morning, Uganda. Allow me delve into the topical discussions of the day, though we're going to be talking about what happened in eKomambooga, that is in Kawempe division, on Saturday. A bomb blast that claimed 2 lives. So that is something that we also going to talk about. It's going to be the in-depth topical discussion of the day. Later on, if we get some more time, we'll talk about Manchester United, what is happening there. We should also talk about Besige's 24, point crisis. He laid out a point crisis saying that these are actually, the departments where Uganda needs improvement. Let me call that. Or these are some of the challenges that Ugandans need to address prior to 2026 and, the following years of Uganda as an independent state. So we shall be talking about some of those, and I would love to pick your mind, particularly on what happened in eKomambooga. What do you actually think of, the bomb attacks in the country? How can we boost our security? How best can we become, so vigilant and help reduce these crises? We last had a crisis like this one that was way back, I think in 2007, when we had a bomb blast in Lugogo, which claimed over 75 people, which was a very, very sad moment for Ugandans. We've had a recap of what happened then, though this one was not a sophisticated bomb or something like that, but of course it claimed people's lives, and many families right now are looking at the challenges that came about because of this particular incident. I was seeing one of the people who died from this bomb blast, and he had just married his wife. He was a young man, charismatic, which brought up about a lot of sentiment in the innocent lives of Ugandans. They say, are they still safe, or do we need to address these challenges as a nation, as a country? We shall be talking about that. So I would love to pick your mind on that particular issue. Feel free to log on to my social media platforms. That is at the Alternative Uganda. You can follow us there and drop those comments there. Oh, my personal Facebook, that is Edgar Matthew Karanga. So anything, we shall be reading these particular messages. Even on Twitter, we are there, the Alternative Yuga. Make sure you can also retweet or comment or anything, and we shall be in position to read these messages and make sure that we keep you or give you a platform to also air out your views as a nation. Let's go into the news that we had over the week and the weekend. First of all, one person, as I've told you, was murdered in the bomb blast that took place at eKomambooga, that is in Kawempe division, at Nezitta pork joint. Now, Nezitta pork joint was working even after the curfew hours, that was around 8 p.m., which saw a bomb blast that claimed destroyed or wreaked havoc in these particular areas. We've not had these bomb blasts in a while. I think 13 years down the road, we had not yet experienced something like that. The security was tight, but this time round it became different. It was so different, and we saw a murder of one individual. In fact, two individuals. One died on spot, the other died as he was going to the hospital. So excuse me, that is what we should think about. But the question remains, what are some of the precautious measures that are going to be taken by the government to help protect the citizens from such an attack? Remember, I think the UK had mentioned something about a bomb blast in this country. They had suspected that there would be a bomb attack in the soil of Uganda, and that BBC also talked about this. But Ugandans didn't take heed to the advice. Many took it as maybe something that is a joke or something that is not real. But it was different. It actually came to pass. There was a bomb blast in Uganda, in Kampala, that was on Saturday last week. So this is a question: what did the security forces also do when they heard of the news? Because something, if someone gives you a tip like that there's a bomb attack that is suspected to be in your country, I think you also have to take a bit of precautions to make sure that you cover what the solutions to these particular challenges. And still following that, at Nezitta pork joint, it is believed that 3 individuals came through with a polythene bag, or what they dub as a kavera, and they left it there. So did the bomb actually, those 3 gentlemen that were at Nezitta pork joint, are they the ones that left that that bag or that kavera that had the bomb? Because even up to now, there are a lot of speculations, and of course the police came out to clear some things, and they said that by the time of airing yesterday at around 1 p.m. when Mr. Fred Enanga was having a live televised address telling Ugandans what exactly happened and what they are doing, they said that one individual had died at that time, but following some subsequent news reports, it showed that there's another individual who has actually lost their life in that particular bomb squad. And they said they are on a manhunt for the culprits of these particular offenses that happened in the country. The president of Uganda, Mr. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, came out actually with a strong voice, and he remarked that it is actually close to impossible for someone to murder a Ugandan and get away with it or not be found. So in regard, he was saying that they have the security, they are going to actually look for everybody who did this, and they will bring them to book. But up to now, was someone actually apprehended or convicted for the bomb that was the bomb blasts in Lugogo prior? That was in 2007. That is a question also you need to ask yourself as Ugandans. Have they actually convicted anybody? But the president has reiterated this many times, saying that Uganda is safe, and if they are safe, they have a system that can look for every individual, every culprit, any criminal offender who comes out to kill an innocent Ugandan, not to murder an innocent Ugandan. They have everything to actually find out who has done this. And in his remark, if you are reading it, because he posted it on his Twitter platform, that is at Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and he was saying a lot of things, and he ended by remarking or dubbing that he is the Sabalwanyi of Luweero. That is a reminder, because in the study of symbolism and semiotics, when someone makes a statement, there's actually something he's meaning. When he wrote and he ended with the word Sabalwanyi of Luweero, that was a message to anybody who's trying to do or to play dirty in the politics of this game. And he also said, and he was cautious, by the way, to say that now if we start looking for those people who you support and we suspect them, or if they are found to have actually had a hand in the bomb blast on the terror attacks in the country, he says, do not even say anything, because these people, if they're not playing to the usual politics or the politics of decency, and they're starting to do a bit of terrorism or rebel attacks, that means they will actually be handled as rebels, and they'll make sure that many of them are brought to book. So President Museveni assures Ugandans that he's going to bring everybody who's responsible for these bomb blasts to book. But then he says, if you are found, if it is found out that the person you support is a perpetrator to what happened in, at Digida pork joint or any other terrorist attack that we've had in the country, he says, do not, and repeat, do not, try to argue or to bring out an aggression against what they would have done, saying that if these people are doing terrorism, that means they're going to be held accountable as terrorists at the end of the day. So that is what happened in eKomambooga, that is in Kawempe division. Up to now, Uganda is still in shock. Terrorists are back in the country. So the police is on top of everything, but the police was also too fast in disseminating this information. Are we sure that the words they're saying are actually true? And do they have facts? Because oftentimes the police comes out to speak, and when they speak, they don't have facts to back them, to back their claims at the end of the day. But if they have, the evidence and the facts, then that means they are good to go. And remember, there's a statement that has been going around that the people who carried out these bomb blasts were wearing people power shirts. And then many people have been asking the questions, and they're like, but can someone who is doing something like that actually come donning on a shirt? It's like, going and robbing a bank and leaving your address at the teller. So that is something that Ugandans have not also been accepting, saying how fast have we actually come to a conclusion that these people are wearing even people power shirts? Isn't that sounding or making, when they sound a bell, there's something that's a message that they want to pass. So those are some of the falsities that may have been, or you never know facts, but right up to now we think they are false, because nobody has even nobody caught a glimpse of these particular terrorists. But apart from the people who are at the pork joint, that is, and they said they came in a camouflage of trying to be people, people who are humorous, people who are loving to, because they even treated the people who are in that bar to some eats and drinks. So it's something that really is sad for Ugandans. The manhunt is still going on. As soon as the police has more information about what happened in eKomambooga, we'll be sure to keep you informed, because that is what we do as the Alternative Uganda. We keep you as an informed citizen. We're giving information that will help you in real time. So let me leave that particular discussion of the eKomambooga protests, and let me go straight to Ethiopia. Ethiopia launches another airstrike in Tigray region. That is the eastern part of Ethiopia. And Tigray, remember Tigray is trying to secede from mainland Ethiopia even up to now, which mainland Ethiopia is saying cannot actually happen. So this has brought up a lot of, war, and airstrikes are becoming airstrikes. Last week, Ethiopia had an airstrike against the Tigray region. Now they're doing the same thing again. The government is saying they cannot actually settle until Ethiopia is back in the hands of all, of Ethiopians, or the mainland Ethiopia. Tigray cannot secede from Ethiopia. So that is what is happening right there. And the war, Uganda and Africa, Africa as a whole has a problem of insecurity, and that is a problem we've had over time. Even up to now, we still have the same thing. In 2021, people are striking each other just because, of politics, and people are dying. Remember now, Tigray even had to now employ child soldiers. Now, young children are holding guns, and someone is growing up primarily knowing that the solution to their problem is holding a gun and killing another individual. So if you're making a young boy kill another at the age of 13, let's say 12 or 10, what will they do at the age of 25 in their prime of their life, in the prime of their life? One day, and those the people that they call blood-hungry individuals who we have seen over time, who we have had here in this country, people who just enjoy the look of blood because they have grown up seeing only one thing, blood. That means, what generation are you breeding up as Ethiopians? These are some of the questions that Ethiopia has to ask themselves as they are still ravaging and having a war in their own country. Remember, Ethiopia has had war over time. The Emperor Haile Selassie and the different people who have been there. Remember, Tigray region even had the power of this country, I think, from from the 90s to the 2000s, but things change in Ethiopia, but we're still having the same bloodshed that has happened over time. So that is what is happening in Ethiopia. We shall also keep you updated about that particular topic. Now let's come back to Kampala. The Inspector General of Government, Miss Betty Namisango Kamya, has come out also say they need to try another style of auditing for Ugandan for the corrupt government officials in Uganda. I remember the IGG is launching plans to make sure that they curb corruption, since the biggest problem that Uganda has had over time is that of corruption. From the time every year Uganda's corruption rates increase by the day. So what the IGG is saying is that why don't we go for a lifestyle audit, but andiko kwetegereza engeri gy'olyamu obulamu bwo oba gy'obeeramu mu bulamu bwo, then basobole okuba nga ba-auditinga okulaba oba olina ssente z'obadde obulankanya ez'omuwi w'omusolo oba kyanjawulo. So ayagala batandika auditing obulamu bw'abantu, how they live their life, because when you start auditing their property and things that belong to them, you realize that some things have been camouflaged, some things have been hidden at the end of the day. So what Betty Namisango Kamya is saying is that what we need to go to another step. We need to also apply other dynamics of getting these corrupt officials. And he says, why don't we go for a lifestyle audit? Batandika okulaba obulamu bwo obulyamu otya, obeerawa, olabirawa, where do you do what you do from? So that is exactly what they're actually going through. We started at exactly 9 minutes past 7 a.m. It's now 25. We've gone at least 6 minutes down the road. So that is what is happening in that particular department, that is the IGG. Now Betty Kamya is trying to revive the office of the IGG, Inspectorate of Government, because we have seen this this corruption unit or this department had actually faded off, and many Ugandans were not actually trusting, saying that the IGG may be in bed with the corrupt officials. But Namisango Kamya is trying to do her best to revive this particular department, which is actually new. Now, what is the news in town is that Nile Patch, oba bajite Emputa, foreign investors are saying that Ugandans should stop consuming it and it should be directly exported. Now, it's like telling a Ugandan to stop eating emputa bannange. Emputa yegenda kutisa abantu, because now it has brought up a lot of discussion. People are saying, hey, now it's our fish. And I thought the rhetoric would be that 80% is consumed by Ugandans, then 20% is exported, which is actually different, because right now I think 28% is exported and 72% is consumed by Ugandans, but the actual number has to be 80% that is consumed by Ugandans. Now you're telling them that even the 72% that they have given to you of the emputa, you want to also export it, and Ugandans cannot consume their own fish. Emputa yegenda kuleeta obuzibu. Era I was listening to one of the former members of parliament from Kawempe, that gentleman who is a bit Munyagwa was saying emputa ebirala byogereko naye toyogera ku mputa y'Abannayuganda kuba wogyogerako bagenda kubanga bakuyisa bubi. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to that was a bit of the news wrap up, what we've been having in this country and what has been trending all over the globe. Manchester United up to now is still in shambles, in shock, after losing 5 goals to Liverpool at Old Trafford in a presence of over 70,000 fans. That will go down. That result will echo in the history of the game. That one day, Manchester United lost 5 goals to Liverpool and also had a red card for a player who had just entered for 15 minutes. That is Paul Pogba for you. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is still in the loop. Will he stay at Manchester United? Does he even have the credibility of staying at Manchester United? And if he does, so what next? What is happening? Why are all the stars not actually playing the football of their game? But when you look at them, when they're at their national side, when you look at Pogba, when you look at Cristiano, when you look at them at their countryside, they're the cream de la cream. They're scoring the goals. Why? What is not happening at the Old Trafford? What is not happening at the Theatre of Dreams? That will be a topical discussion today, and later on, we'll be talking about it later on in the show. My name is Edgar Matthew Karanga. It's time we go in for a short commercial break. When we come back, Farida Bikobere will be right here with me, and we'll be delving into what happened in eKomambooga, the Besiges 24-point program, and a lot of things. Ladies and gentlemen, let's break now.
Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Beautiful people, you're welcome to the Snap Talk with your girl Teddy Tenjo every Saturday right from 6 to 7.
It is your responsibility omwana wo kubeera mu nyumba nga teyasuze bweru mbo bamubanja rent. Koyo kulaba abalenza abasajja abakunga butuufu tebabuulirirwa nga babulamu.
Towerabira nti tuli wano ku the Alternative Dig Talk. Mukwano gwange gwali topic kiri wandiyagadde twogereko. Is it about family?
You can take your time, look for a job, stabilize, men will come, men will always be there, you will get the men. Bonna goyagala musajja yenna goyagala ojja mufuna.
Embaga ketuuke. Bino bintu byasenga na ojja bafuna.
Naye ng'oli asitudde tuyakedde ku macabaga nti nsitudde tu. Naye nga mutuufu agambye nti gy'akyali muto.
Is it outside family? Is it society? Oh, could it be relationships? Just be commenting a topic yona gyandiyagadde twogereko tujja kwa tujogera kwano ku the Alternative Dig Talk ku share enganzi the Snap Talk.
Hey Ugandans, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Dewa Kiki, the Deputy Defense Spokesperson and actually the Deputy Spokesperson for the Uganda People's Defense Forces. I was hosted on Alternative Dig Talk. I encourage all Ugandans that this is the way to go. Always watch, participate, give your views and ask questions on Alternative Dig Talk. Dig Talk, the way to go.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Mandi enaku z'omwezi 25 we are alive and energized. I have Edgar Matthew Karuhanga in the studios. He's smart, though very sad. Baba isize mukono ne bagenda ne banywako ewanamboze kachayi n'abagoba n'abakosi wamwe n'abaleraga naye mugende sigenda sobola bagumya naye kale ze namugumiza ekiro kyonna ne ngamba Edigo inokola shobambi nyamba tozirika don't faint even ebintu bibawo it is just a game you go there to play expecting a win or a lose naye a lose of 5 is a loss of 5 is also
I also want to stop you. It's not just a game.
It was a game.
It's not just a game.
Naye we can sympathize with Ronaldo Chawulira the real definition of don't ever go back to your ex.
Don't ever go
back to your ex. A very good morning to you all. Abatulaba tubaniriza. It is the Mighty Drive page, the Alternative Uganda. Tetugenda kulekera okubajjukiza bamikwano follow us ate mulaikinge page buomala nyiga notification button baberenga ate bakuleta notification everywhere when we go live. Oja kubanga ate ofuna discussions zaffe zonna zetubeera nazo buli mu week ebera mandi up to Sunday. Tetulina lunaku lwetutuula lwakuba ziri ennaku endala programming ekyukamu naye ate era programs zibeerayo. Since it is a Monday, katutandike on a positive note. We have a quote and it says, pay attention to your patterns. The way you learn to survive may not be the way you want to continue to live. Heal and shift. Heal and shift. You see, oyinza obeera mu situation, no adjusting to the situation. You just adjusted to handle the situation. Bw'omala okuwona dayo wewe ali embera jiveemu ayito gamba nze bwe bankyawa nemenyeko omutima. I do not trust anyone. Heal and shift, because there are other people there who are good. Abatali ngoli ya kumenya omutima oba bakugoba ku mulimo muze bangoba ku mulimo lwokuba heal and shift, because certain situations we adjust okubeera nti tuyitamu embeera bomale ogiyitamu embeera mukwano shifting obulamu bugenda mu maaso obulamu tebubeera constant nti ogenda kutambulira mu ekyo kintu mpaka wonova ku bulamu bw'enseno. A very good morning Edgar Matthew Karahanga.
Good morning Farida Bikobere. And first of all, many people often, mubera no gamba chino chambako, but at the end of the day it was also part of the process.
Exactly.
And even to be those are the things that shape humanity. That is what makes the beauty of life. Tomorrow that obeane kizibu kyo past you no jiteka mu future yo.
Yeah.
So it affects even the people around you. Ntikati oja kuba katinga in terms of relationships.
And carrying a past year when
never had before by a friend, by a partner, a girlfriend, a boyfriend. Obusungu otebuteka kuona
kantu katono nnyo noleta buli obwedda n'obuteka kuona gwolina.
Farida no ganene faida nzo okunkola kino.
Noli bwate we yatandika.
Ekyo kikulemesa opportunities now, so it robs you of the right to live again. So you always have to think about maybe the who hurt me, maybe we'll do this. Yeah. But that is the beauty of life. You're there to be hurt. But it cannot be smooth sailing all the way. So just trust, and when you get another person, it's okay to also trust them at the end of the day. If they hurt you, it's still okay. There will be that one person who will come and will stay. So forever. It is so normal. Speaking of disappointments, it's not only Manchester United that disappointed me last night, but even on Saturday, we had a bomb blast in this country. That so. According to the police, bagamba omuntu omujja emisana naye akawungezi n'omuntu owokubiri bamureporting nti naye yafudde omwami yadde video zo basinga mbadde muzira ku social media nga balaga yadde akamala okwanjwa n'okuwasa mukyala we nga muvubuka nno omuto atandise okuzimba obulamu naye n'afiira mu kyabaddewo kudigida
kala ebyembizi nga bibwatuse.
Everything is so really
but let me tukole analysis ya eKomambooga eno. What time was it?
At around 8. Kafyu at sawemu. So era buli omucha atandise. Farida, I think you're going to bear me witness and yourself that if Uganda kafyu ebeerawo era yebadde weeri.
Ekwata fefe.
Inabe ekwata yo. Inabe etagenda kukwata, which is, I don't know, it's just the status quo. No, okay. It's just a win-win for both of us. Not fair to Farida, sometimes you work during curfew hours, right? Because all to vacuum.
Okutambula kiri okay. Na ye oli yabadde atudde nga bali mu kunywa. Olaba ne ba eyewitnesses be balese nga they are drunk. Ne nebuzo omuntu omutamivu awatya ekyabaddewo ku ground. In fact, I do not trust drunkards. Azakugana nakyerabira ne kyakugambye.
By the way, drunk words are sober minds if you do so. But that will be a topic of next time. But that's the thing. Curfew kafi yetu wadde tumu breaking, that's the truth. As a state, bantu wanji, yes, wala mabagambo manyika mbele wange baisawo.
Because omuntu omagenda tugamba mbu Italy places bazikiriza zigule, but up to 6. Zina kubeera open paka sawa 12. Kati gwa omuntu. And
it's a Sunday, nobody expect. You know, okay, the thing is, if it did not happen, then it would be another
okay, not really exposing
the community. I don't want this. I don't want us to blame these things on the security or the law implementers, because at the end of the day, the law is implemented by you as an individual. Tuli bantu bakulu tuwate tusuubira ate bagenda kubeera nga bakuli ku mutwe gala okimanya amateeka gakugamba you have to knock by 6
yagalira KFC zituka 12 tebakwala orders zonna baba ate baba banka sawa mwenda nga bagala banka sawa mwenda mwena abali munda nga bagalira mwabali wabweru oba badde oyimiridde mu lane you come back tomorrow. Naye
sometimes they believe omanye to be better. Nobody expected this to happen. First of all, Uganda is one of the most security cautious or vigilant countries. In terms of how we protect ourselves, in terms of our government priorities, everything has mostly been about security. There is expenditure, but you take security. So nobody expected that to happen. But of course, in Britain, over Abangeza, they were to warn is a BBC. Yes, there might be an attack, a bomb attack. So police have done negamba mbuno yes bayogera kunenga waliwo ebintu byogera konga olusinga nabo
ngamula bidala tebisobola ko happen
na kitu kyengamba, but security as well oliwa bakwa the tip. It does not hurt for you to start an investigation. That's the problem that we are having in Uganda today. Ekikyayamba mbuno Uganda has an advantage that abantu ba Uganda, they are not naturally coherently violent. Obati bayina jomize jokuwa mbuno bayina ebintu kuma kutega bomu bichi. We are naturally a peaceful country as nature. Nti obulamu bwaffe bwa bulijjo mu Uganda ogenda okubanga omujjemu olutalo bano omujjamu okulwana oba things like that. Olusi kibanga kina we kivudde. Tuli naturally twalaba bingi ne bitumenya emitima tukamumanyi. We don't want to go back that lane. We learned our lesson say kukalwa because singa cho akalwa singa twasikala tulwana naye okuva walaba what happened in Luwero. What happened in Luwero taught Ugandans many things. By the way, that is the thing. When you realize Uganda from 1962 we had a problem try to guywa by then try to guywa so we tuguyuwe nnyo ku bintu ebyali Luwero era wawedde Ssabalwanyi yayogedde na in fact he made a statement ngamayize ekiwandiko kinateeka ku Ssabalwanyi of Luwero. That was a very, very strong message. I know we had that again. I know she had a bagamba. Abantu bawuliza.
Naye tukana kyogerako. Zalumbya abadde bali embizi. That was the statement.
Yeah.
Some pigs went and attacked people who were
eating pigs.
Eating pork.
By the way, there is a difference. I hear there is a difference between the pork and the pig. Okay, bwaliwo abali ennyama yacho tebali acholo naye bali ennyama yacho. Okay, it's like
ennyama ebevuddewa
nange kyembadde nebuuza, but the thing is kati security ya Uganda what next, because police yavuddeyo nefulumya ekiwandiiko mangu. In fact, ne press conference wajjabye omwami Enanga ku Sunday yesterday. Nayogera bingi bana abantu yadde basatu bomu yadde enkolerere zino bomu zibakuteekamu ebyuma n'oteekamu emisumaali. Those domestic bombs that are actually locally made. It's so sophisticated. So ngalaga mbuno ba terrorists tubalina mu ggwanga naye ngaga police egenda kubanga ekwata buli omu ejja kuba enoonyeza bulungi. You had something to say?
Balese bukuluzi bagenda otandikira.
Cruises twaziwulidde mu bantu abaddewo bagambye omusima badde bambadde people power t-shirts ne bakakasa nti nno kamera tezaabakute kubanga digide yaddeko wala ku kamera weziri eza mainland Kawempe wali, so tesobola kusika paka to that radius. So naye nga bagambye balabye abasajja badde n'ekiveera ne bajja nga bagulira abantu ebyokunywa n'ebyokulya nga they're acting like civil, so ne bamala ne bavaawo. So badde bakavaawo bati bomu neryoka ekola ki ebwatuka. So ebyo bye bigenda maaso mu ggwanga. Bombs zino naye kikyate disinza okunkwatako. Poliisi yayanguyidde ki mwami Fred nanga yadde atuwa amawulire jjo ku ki ekyabaddewo ng'olaba he doesn't have his facts right, but he's trying. Okay, because that brings up another topic mbuno obasirika ate tugamba police teyina kyeri mu tugamba
teyina kyeyogera
bwe yangu otugamba ate tugamba
yangu tubeera bagumiikiriza ne banoonyereza naye bwe bavaayo amangu ne batuwa report erimu ebituli ate baba tebatukoze bulungi
because the fact is police is fond of telling us things and actually changing them later on. Oba kitegeera kati awo kyestaagala we don't want ekyo kyokubanga credibility yaffe eya police yaffe ebuusibwa buli ssaawa tekiba kirungi nti poliisi ya Uganda ejja kubulya ekitoga wayitewo obudde butono ekubulira ekirala. How are we sure about what they are going to tell us?
Okola ku digital oyina goyagala kuhatinga naye nga muli bambiranye. Would you put on a TikTok t-shirt and go on and make?
I cannot because at the end of the day, ogamba.
Lwaki balowooza abantu abayambadde t-shirt za people power twatandikira ennyini awo. Bwe baba bazambadde nga kituufu. Lwaki abajidde mu t-shirt za people power? Ekyo kiraga bulazi tebali mu opposition.
Kubanga lwaki amazima oba oyambala t-shirt?
Lwaki amazima oba oyambala t-shirt?
Ngomanyi gwali mu kikola manyi.
Aba people power awo tebannatuukawo.
Ekyo bw'oyogerawo ate awo olimbye kubanga kati balina emisango gye bali mu kulwana nayo ba legislators baba babiri bakyali mu komera
paka sana. Nayabo nanti tebayambala t-shirt osanga bakola investigations zaabwe ne babasanga mu bintu ebirala. Naye you cannot come out openly in a people power t-shirt oba kale ni yandibadde ya FDC
because it's like it's like going and stealing and robbing from a bank noleka wa nogamba manyi nze musange wane wangi wono mtoba mutandika kwegamba kiba olusi kikola sense but wonders shall never end in Uganda. Uganda is a country that is full of wonders. Things happen. And then I'm looking at it from a perspective buttons or throwing red lights.
Red lights for?
Red lights kuva mu government oba mu security operatives. What you kill mwami bari omusi kyayogeranga abantu be Masaka bali mu kuttibwa. Tutandise okutegeera kontino wayinza okubeerawo waliwo aba opposition abali mu bintu bino. Wayitawo mwezi sina mwezi alinga wiki emu bbiri. Ne bakwata ne basamuninga Segirinya ne Sewanyana paka kati banna bafuluma komera nti President Museveni wawulidde mu kiwandiiko kye ng'agamba bwe tukwata ku bantu be muwagira temulina kye mulina kwogera because tugenda bali mu bino ebintu tugenda kubakwata temulina kye mugenda kwogera temulina kye mulina kugamba. That's another red light. Ekulagira mbu waliwo direction waliwo narrative ate kati noleko oli kati narrative ya t-shirt ya people power design about the you see that there is somewhere the investigation is heading.
Weraga
definitely
so twagala okukubiriza public
munaku
abali na t-shirt za people power muzitereke temuzambala bajja kusanga bakuyola
it is simple
nganeka wempe tomanyinjo kama mboga togenda ngayo ne poko tojiria
bakujwetekeko
bakujwetekeko ebisango so tubagamba atayazezo muzitereke ate bana Uganda mwewale
neche tusaba police
mwewale ebife ebirimu abantu abangi ne bwabanga people power si ekikoze naye obulamu bwe bugenda so mwewale nnyo mukume emire mugoberere ku mateeka
tebanna bana kubanga batugemye okutuuka
okubanga muri mu kifo abantu bayitirivu abantu bali mu kunywa for businesses zaffe bazigala tetukola beyond few hours naye ezaba bazigala mukulu bayitawo kawempe eKomambooga ate ko kuba ina kyamanyi naye like what makes you open beyond 7 ngabantu baliwo we bali
ate kati kifaida ate kati amanyi I'm going to beg to disagree with you. Why? It's because abantu utulaba generally ntina amaduka eragagula paka sawa 3 oba paka sawa 4 ero sangayo utulabire emipira
eduka nanti
tulabire emipira
eduka teribera nabantu bangi ng'ekifo ekiresa abantu abangi because mukuluzi babagamba nti bagenda targeting ebife birimu abantu abangi so bana Uganda before oli wagula balaye yakola sente his business we atuteyo omutwego bulamu bwo riskinga because ogenda gula biyawo ogenda gula poko onyosa nyiso omubiri n'obulamu naye ekintu ng'ekyo kinatuukawo obulamu bwo ne bugenda family yogire sotya you should have it at the back of your mind ngogenda out ngogenda yona gyoyagala ogenda okunyumirwamu it is okay to go and party during the day naye ate obudde bw'ekiro you can never know what might happen
anti ate nga bo bakugamba obulamu bwa Uganda bunyuma kiro but
because never eyewitness tetukkiriza ne batugamba mbo babaddemu
omuwala
yabadde atamwa simanya ate ne musaba sente zange atemanya ne mbanonyanga tebisibalaba ate after some minutes ne bakoma like nga batamidde tetukkiriza nti bye bakutugamba era police bwe ba speakinze iba eyewitness aba bali drunk ne batwala statements zaabwe ne balowooza nti nze do not nakugambye sikiriza mutamivu akugamba leero ne yeefula saaki kugambyeko ekyo so abantu abo babadde batamiivu nze ngamba poliisi eddeyo ku ground etandika okunoonyereza buto okusinga okudda okuwa abannayuganda hope etaliiyo manya tutandise abantu tugenda bakwata because buli ababadde bafa babadde batugamba bagenda kukwata ababase naye tebalinayo gwe baleese nagamba ono wuuno twamukutte
tewali gwe baconvictinga bakwata bayinza okubalaga naye convictions zibeera
none be bakwata tebabeera bebbo bakwata bano be bakozesezza ono gwe bakozesezza abeera kamutumye oyo amutumye talabika
ekyo that's a challenge nti bakwata buno bwennyini abakoze buno bu small fish
newabeerawo in fact niwe nakwata yaleesaawo sirowooza nti yabadde ne whole idea ye bamukozesezza ali tebatumye mutume leeta buleesi gwe vaawo
abakozesera attack baba bali abanene bennyini byetutatera kukwata
abo abanene tebatera kuvaayo.
But Farida, do you think this is a political move? Is it about politics?
It is political.
What makes you think that?
It is political because investigation is ziraga nti the whole thing is political. N'omukulembeze w'eggwanga yavudde n'agamba bwe tunaakwata kube mwagala. Because those statements zina gye ziraga. Zina actually balina be bawa mwetegeke. Era munaabeera abajja bakwata because omusajja yagambye bwe tunaakwata kube mukola ki be mwagala.
That means
because bannayuganda saawa eno si be baagala ennyo abantu abali mu gavumenti baagala nnyo abali eno ababalwani. So oli abagambye ke tukwata kube mwagala.
Why is it that all these operations?
Because these things have been happening,
but I'm asking
and Ugandans are getting used to them.
Why are all these?
Bagenda kukwata ekintu bakijweteke opposition. Naye nga ate plan yonna ebadde eri.
Kyembadde ngenda okubuuza, when do we as a country stop looking at the obvious things and maybe start to reflect that there can be an individual, there can be a system in government that actually wants to oust the government that is in power. We've seen that omwami Otafide yakyogerako nti bakikolanga naye baali mu nsiko nga bakuba basi abasivilian nga bambadde UPC nga baagala basiige
enziro.
So oluusi lwaki security yaffe tebeera bit vigilant negamba naye naffe muffe tuyinza okuba tulinamu abantu bati because opposition ebaddewo wano singa yayagala kulaunchinga violent attacks tebaali badde balaunchinga
baali badde babikolakola dda naye saawa eno we cannot trust nti oba poliisi yetugamba ekituufu okujjako nga tulinze report Jibanaba enzijufu kuba eno gye bawadde yesterday. Yavuddeyo kujja kwogera na ggwanga mubeere bakkakkamu like abakakkanyemuko omuliro gukakkane. Naye nga it is not the conclusive report. Katulinde conclusive report batubuulire kiki ekyabeerawo, who was behind nga ne arrests zinatandika because arrests ziyinza okutandika
time blast zali elugogo ne Ethiopian village, Ethiopian restaurant wali Kabalagala. That was in 2007. Up to now, have they convicted any individual? Because in Nalaba Bainabe, Al-Shabaab, but there is not that individual Bakwata, Nebagamba, oh no, they are the ringleader behind the attacks in the country. How sure are we that this time around the police is going to actually give us the right information? And also, before you actually break, Farida, I also want to ask you a question. Security, no, our police, they mukola investigations. Bwenazi kola ingawa tanso towards no reports zeri mutu wakati zeda bambuno zeta nakakasa of which katuwa benefit of doubt katuwa benefit of doubt muno it's just a short time but police ate wedamu netuhuduwinkinga netwa neteka abantu emisango nga sibebo olze twali tutyanse kuononeka because twabita bakone yaruwa police yenyini yakwata negamba yasanze bachagulanyi bano ne mamundu tucheke nga babisi misango okuba besije. When things like this happen, it feels like the security of this country is more about giving people. They always want to give them to show that they are working. So sometimes they just stage people. Watch again. Like there is no evidence. At the end of the day, nebasoka malawo budatini chitandiko nechirabika later ntino manyi. Omuntu yalita chikoze. Temwaina evidence. Just twali mukupapa papa. Are we tetuli mukupapa this time around as a government or as a security?
Security, you're a
otandika okwogera ebintu ebityo.
A papye munze kyenali badde nsuubira nti yalivuddeyo n'agamba abantu okay tuli mukola okunoonyereza naye tunaaba tufunye conclusive report tujja kukomawo twogere namwe because it can happen on Saturday ne muvayo ne mutugamba ku Sunday mumwafunye abantu tekisoboka
because at the end of the day because I'm looking at the credibility
mubeera ng'aba bategedde nti bajja kugendayo because bwe kibeerawo ekiro ku Sunday ne muvayo ne mukola press conference ne mutugamba kituufu abantu abakikoze kino tubamanyi era tugenda bakwata
mubanga abagamba mbuno
mwabadde bamanyiko nti neyo attack ejja kubeerawo.
So what I'm saying is this, we want to stay with the sanctity of the police tumanye obwesigo obwo because over time obwesigo abantu bwe balina mu security anti kyendi mu kugamba over time, Farida, people no longer have the trust for the security operatives. Not the police, not the UPDF, not anything. Because we've been lied to many times. So sometimes we also don't believe some of these things. So to protect the sanctity of an institution like the police, I beg this time round, to fulumye ebintu nga tubyekakasa. Okay, ebituufu era bikuba ebituufu
oyinza okufulumya ekintu ng'okyekakasa naye nga si kituufu.
Yes, tutandika okufulumya ebintu nga tubyekakasa nga bituufu nga tuli kubanga kati buli wona afulumya ebintu nga tubikakasizza ne tutandika ne tutegeera mbu nno inago watyotekako omusango. Tulekerawo okwesiga.
Ate mukana akadde nti bakukwata nga ogwo omusango toyina bbeiro.
Toyina bbeiro. Utogera toyina bbeiro bayi.
We twogerera saawa eno oba toyina bbeiro. Oba ogenda kugwa omusango oguvuga okola fayiro agita kola fayiro. Oba ogenda kola fayiro paka banakufinding oba oli guilty or not guilty. Meaning asana okusiba emyaka ebiri nga ate bakusibe bwerere. No nanti ne bakufinding nga toli guilty. Ne bakutana nga emyaka ebiri obadde ovuga fayiro ya bwerere ngoli.
We have 56 minutes past 7 a.m. It is time we go in for a short commercial break. We're still talking about the bomb blasts in eKomambooga. When we return, we also want to pick your mind who is watching the Mighty Drive today. So comment on our social media platforms. That is the Alternative Uganda on Facebook, the Alternative Uganda on Twitter at the Alternative Uganda. That is on Twitter and YouTube and all other social media platforms. Feel free to drop that comment. Tubulie gochicho lowoza ku bomb blasts. Is this a political move? And how best can the police handle this particular issue? And you also get a chance to call in live in the next hour. The number is 0789 017 145. 0789 017 145. Just call in live. Tell us what do you think Ugandans should do, or the government, how have they handled what happened in eKomambooga, and how better can we be as a society. That was the first hour of the show. My name is Edgar Matthew Karuhanga. I am with Miss Farida Bikobere. And by the way, we have a new show. I'll be telling you about that show when we come back from the short commercial break. It will be airing every Monday. Let's go in for a short commercial break. When we come back, the Mighty Drive continues. Good morning.
Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Beautiful people, you're welcome to the Snap Talk with your girl Teddy Tenjo every Saturday right from 6 to 7.
It is your responsibility omwana wo kubeera mu nyumba nga teyasuze bweru mbo bamubanja rent. Koyo kulaba abalenza abasajja abakunga. Butuufu tebabuulirirwa nga babulamu.
Towerabira nti tuli wano ku the alternative dig talk mukwano gwange gwaliye topic kiji wandiyagadde twogereko. Is it about family?
You can take your time, look for a job, stabilize, men will come, men will always be there, you will get the men. Bonna goyagala musajja yenna goyagala ojja mufuna.
Embaga ketuuke bino bitu byasenga nawe ojja bafuna.
Naye ng'oli asitudde ttu yakedde ku macabaga nti nsitudde ttu naye nga mu butuufu agambye nti gy'akyali muto.
Is it outside family? Is it society? Oh, could it be relationships? Just be commenting a topic yona gyandiyagadde twogereko tujja kuba tujogera kwano ku the alternative dig talk ku share enganzi the Snap Talk.
Hey Ugandans, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Dewa Kiki, the Deputy Defense Spokesperson and actually the Deputy Spokesperson for the Uganda People's Defense Forces. I was hosted on Alternative Dig Talk. I encourage all Ugandans that this is the way to go. Always watch, participate, give your views and ask questions on Alternative Dig Talk. Dig Talk, the way to go.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Yeah, it is 8 a.m. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Everybody who has been watching, it is always an honor. The first hour, we were talking about what is happening in Uganda, the bomb blast that was in EKomambooga in Kawempe division in Kampala district that has claimed 2 people right now and over 3 people are, injured, and they're really in a bizarre situation, a situation that is worrying to Ugandans. In this hour, we also talk about that, but later on, we shall talk about the 24-point crisis that was, altered out by the retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besigye, who is now, by the way, the leader for the Front for Transition, PFT. That one is going to be another topic of discussion. We're talking about this. Is it viable? But Besigye is looking like he is coming back into the political gimmicks of this country. Later on in the show, we shall be talking about maybe Manchester United and what is happening in that realm of sport. It is really devastating and really, really ashaming to see United being thrashed by 5-1. Peter Drury said that this result will echo in the doldrums of history. Nti bannange babakubirako ku kisaawe kyammwe goolo zaali 5 ng'ate abakuba arch rival wammwe, 2 of the most celebrated clubs in English football. We're not talking about football now, and as I told you before the break, we have a new show. This show is called The Equilibrium. The Equilibrium will be airing every Monday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., replacing The Voltage Show. The Voltage Show will only be, airing on Friday at 7 p.m. up to 9 p.m. But this time round, The Equilibrium, it will be starting next week on Monday. So, mubeerawo nga mujjesunze tubaleetera kikabuka as the Alternative Dig Talk. We are coming up with solutions for you, giving you in-time information, credible information, and giving you expert analysis from the experts themselves and presenters that give you the best in real time. So, temumisinga The Equilibrium. Go watch The Equilibrium. Equilibrium kitegeeza ki mu Luzungu, mu Luganda?
Bw'obuuza nze eby'Oluganda abantu oba bakoze bubi.
Farida amayishiza ono gwe mulaba ono mu mbejja w'e Bunyoro. I didn't know I'm the princess of Bunyoro, by the way, you guys. Farida is a princess of Bunyoro. She will tell us where she got that princess food from Bunyoro. We didn't know. And I know my viewers don't know. Our viewers.
nga tumaliriza 24 point.
Ngatumaliza 24 point. Agenda tumulira ebunyoro yafuka ndiye Princess Wai. Farida, welcome back. Thank you for keeping it alternative.
Abali ku live, thank you very much. Mwe bali kuberanga mutulaba kadata kamwe mtukebaza because Facebook Uganda chalinzigali meaning mino kubaneka VPN. Areka VPN katwala data. So tubebaza nti mwe bali kuberako engage in the discussion by commenting your ideas. What you think? What do you think? Are these 24 points viable? Because ebimu ebiri mu 24 points zino. Nge tuzza twogerako kuva 2001. Naye era babyese. Mulowooza luno binakola.
Ebizibu bitu Uganda inabingi. Nenga tetuna kugenda mu topic because tujitandika.
So banange mu commenting, mu liking, invite your friends, tag and share.
You can even call
in live in our studio. 0789 017 145 0789 017 145 ate ya Airtel and nyinonye mpola
pola. It is 0753 23
0759 132 310.
Yes.
0759 132 310. Abalina Airtel omusobola tukubirako kweyo Airtel ataba MTN namwe muite wali ku MTN tukubaganye endowooza ku bino ebigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga kubanga kikwata kunze ku Edgar nawe it is all our country. Omusajja yagambye we are running the country to civil disobedience. Civil. But even in 2001 yatugamba 2011 yatugamba I am running the country to civil disobedience kyakola kino kinakola. Edgar, what do you think? Let's talk about the 24 points.
No, before we talk about this, there is something we left out in eKomambooga. We have another challenge as a state. Nti kati abantu banafuna batyo obujulizi nga crime, scene of crime, every person can access it in any way. Ojja kusanga wa LDU nga jingide, omupolisi ali ku crime scene, oli ali nkulirawo bikajjo, oba osinga wadde wetegereza. No. There is that challenge.
Na talina kyamanyinga wali.
Olaba bakatumba wali bamukuba amasasi. Era nga olaba abantu bangi tibaba distortinze bujulizi ndoza bwe ndi mukulowooza. Because when do we have the sanctity of saying omanyi no crime scene musoke mugireke tunoonyereze. Lwaki wa LD yasobola okujja ne gambutuze n'ayingira obuyingizi bwatu n'ava. What is an LDU person doing there really? Are they trained to inspect?
No, they are not. But for as long as you have that uniform and a gun, you can access anywhere.
Because olaba oli ali mu kuyitamu akwata bintu.
I cannot because abana babu recruiting tabayina
babalonda
mu byalo bino kyovola banguyirwa okutta abantu. So now ku crime scene tebetagisawo.
That's what I'm thinking as well. But why is it that our crime scene zibera wezi tyo oli ayingira oli ali mukulira ali mukunywa bujo ona yatamidde like there is a lot of how are you going to actually look for the evidence when you're in such an environment at the end of the day? Obujulizi bwonna oli mukububuzaawo buli mukwonooneka fingerprints oli mukuzi distorting wadde simanyi watu China tulina ne biometric scans muline eggwanga
tetuziyina kusinzira ku byali e Masaka nga abantu baleka ebiwandiiko ku bisenge.
Nenga tusobola kumanya muno.
Wano eno twabalabye nga mulina mu kusaba musabire eddala nenga tewaliyo ne ngamba iyi.
Forensics department yekola.
Bakola ddi.
Kiri Uganda mama
nyama. Nenga tubalina abasasulwa.
Babeerayo kyemanyitero bala
omwami omukulu Professor George Wilson Kanyamba yatugamba nti bakuwa omulimu mu Uganda ne batakuwa office ne bakusasula omusala. You just sit at home and wait for your salary. Like he was deployed for a full year. Ne batamuwa office and he was getting his salary. Kati ekyo kikuleetera obutayombera office because ogamba office yaki kenyagala kasala ate bakampadde. So batekwa kubanga gye bali eyo nga byebyo naye nga tebakola.
Naye waliwo n'ekirala waliwo first respondents oba wabalabye wadde abasinga badde banyweddemu ku kantu naye
kambuze poko tosaginywa nga tonywa tosobola girya nga tonywa.
Sobola, it depends on which one.
The appetite.
No, the appetite. I think on you as an individual, what do you want?
Nanti chibi chigenda na chibi.
But who dubbed that pork is bad?
It can never.
No, Farida is a Farida. So Farida will not actually advocate for pork. But what is the bad thing about pork? It's just meat, isn't it?
Lwaki mujirya mwekunganyiza wamu ngona tukuberanga mwenge
bana emmere gwe wamwe temutira manyi temutira kwekunganya ne mulya
waliyo sanze kabali benyama nga bali awo bali mu ba kigroup isi ekino kifule kibi kibeerako n'ebintu ebyakyo nga byo birina kolebwa nga balya kyo kinyini nyini
bantu bagenda ne balya enkoko wale wandege yangamba labo nabekunganya ne bagenda ne balya enkoko lwaki abewandege yabo tebagambibwako
tebanywera ko mwenge
olwo abagunywera
naye abali ba poko wamma we are not saying mulekerawo okulya poko era tetubaga naye si kirungi kulya poko nonywerako omwenge.
Now what is the problem? Is the problem with the pork or the beer?
Byonna bintu bibi byako kimu.
Farida yayogera anti bibi.
Okay, nywako biya.
Kubanga ye Farida.
Era muleke obalya pork. Biyo muleke.
Ineda.
Tosakola bintu bibiri mulundi gumu nawe.
It is working in handy. It works in handy. When you are eating, you need to drink. So
drink water.
But if I decide to drink, if I prefer
tebanywa coffee, simanyi kyabatuukako. Tebamutundayo ne gye babifumbira. Naye that aside.
Kati Farida afuuse President Museveni. President Museveni ayina ekizibu ku bantu abanywa n'abalya pork. Kati
simanyi nti empuuta bagyogeddeko.
Anti era nadde nkyogerako mu mawulire ne ngamba Abannayuganda oli mukwogera ku mpuuta. Empuuta nange ntibagenda kwetema. Zibalenga nange bagenda kwetemera ku mpuuta.
Tunasigaza ku kyaffe.
Wogamba oli empuuta. Really Uganda they tell them not to eat empuuta. But that okay. Nenga Farida njagala ndoza ba first respondents bano betufuna. Tubeesiga nnyo.
No. At times
kubango nali zinadde ne stories aba first respondents nga ziringa enjweteke. Simanyi bano kwa bade batamidde oba bade balimba. I don't know where to discern and say this. Asipoko mwenge bwotaringa obwongo. Poko yito utaringa obwongo. Poko egenda mu lubuto. Wako mwana agiremeddeko ono naye nye Farida. Walaire mbuda abantu badelinga abantu wa information etali credible.
No baba
don't they need a question mark?
Question marks nyingi mwaba abantu
because first of all they are saying one person died tomorrow, there are two people who died at 3 we are needed at 5
so
there is a lot of misinformation going around.
Abaddewo ku scene baba nyini tebamanyi ne yaleese ekintu tebayita bomb tebakimanyi yakirese kati buli omu asuubiriza because wawulira statement emwe y'omukyala manya bazze ne batuulaawo ne mbasavinga nenzirayo ku counter nagenza okudda nga tebaliiwo
babuzeewo
ne mbanoonya ne bangamba bakomawo and after some time ne bakomawo ne batuula ne mbasaba ssente amanene wayitawo dakikataano
things are not making sense
tebigata nze I want someone aveyo agambe nalabye omuntu bwati ne bwati ngajja nayingira nakwata kintu kino nakiplacinga awo nafuluma tetunnafunayo yo eyewitness ayina story bwetyo kati buli omu agamba nanti oli omuwala ye yabasavinze naye yatugambye mbabadde n'akaveera ka black naye ne bakagenda ne bakateeka wansi wa table
ogambo tuli mukutandikira ku lugambo naye
hearsay tuliko and hearsay is not credible.
I want to actually thank the people who did a great job, the people who helped Ugandans wala bavuzenga babatwala mu malwaliro abakoze first aid
bano bananyini koti etulirawo bomu buzibu babeerawo koti yabwe etula ne bagamba mutaase
bo bataasiza bagezeza ko
okujja kokola mob justice bomu mu biseera ng'ebyo ebyobuzibu babeerawo ne bataasa nga tebasabye mafuta wowe motoka bomuyimiza agenda kugamba minetano oba togiyina takutwala
naye waliwo abantu abatali heartless. When you do that, do you even have a conscience? You're seeing someone has been blasted or has a problem and you're telling me
tolabangako ng'omuntu bamutomedde aluzinga obulamu naye ng'oli ayita n'amuvuga naye tolola bwati neyeyongerayo kati ng'abantu bali abanaye mutuyambe naye yongerayo
kyekiri mu ggwanga lyaffe Farida abantu bakoowa
ak'obuntu kabagwa
human
yeah
they don't have the humanness in them
abantu ak'obuntu kabagwamu so ubuntu yagenda
but and according to a survey that was made by the way, a survey that was made of recent shows that the way people love less right now than they used to love in the 80s. In which way? That you remember in the past when we were growing up, because because when we were growing up, you remember bairanga n'ekino ekisenge kyaba bagenyi wabiranga ne bad sheets zintu muzikwatako z'abagenyi so you used to live
ebikopo ebyabagenyi buli kimu ekyabagenyi nga tekikwatibwa
you used to live a life knowing that whether what or what, we are going to have guests here, or we are going to have people come. We grew up from all my life. I'm telling you, I don't remember. I'm around 18, 19. I never slept in a bed alone. If it was not a baby who was there, or it was a guest or someone, there's always someone who used to be in our room every time. So, echikulaga muno, twayina obuntu edda. Idanga ojuka outing family meetings, outings ne mugamba nga family we've gone to a beach. When was the last time you went as a family to the beach, you and your cousins and your aunties? When you temwesanga mulumbe na mumbaga? Those are the only two places you
kugenda yinzo baita omanya abantu kati bayine emitima emibi ogamba tugende you even sponsor bawe weretedde empala na jotajana sobola kulwana neddogo antu enaku zino baloga eddogo abantu bakkiriza nti jerina yenga jeriri ate likwata muntu agenda okulaba gwe yakumanyira emyaka 3 siwoli oyina mu kasente kati be yakumanyira osula limu katanga wakyuse osula side zebuziga okwata simu yebbeyi teri muntu ayagaliza munne kugenda mu
maso
nadala abantu ba family tovala abakugamba nti if you want to develop vamu mu district je wakulira mugenda abantu batakumanyi because it is another person who does not know you that is going to help you develop omuntu akumanyi tali kukuza like mukule mwenna like you develop together no. Success is attained from people you do not know. Abantu bokuze nabo don't want to see you succeed.
That's why you should always try to meet people and try to make friendships and build relationships.
Tomulaga attitude you do not know oba gogenda ofuna ko success. Because omuntu bokuze naye tali kwagaliza kubeera ngo succeeding nga akyasigadde wansi. Na ye you will meet someone atakumanyi tomulaba ngako natandika ku preparing to your success nga tomwadde nenusu ekikumi. Naye nga ate kuze naye abantu abo I know your dad manyata ntarawo manyi kuwa mulimo agenda kukwata akuwa mulimo gutakusobola kukuzisa okay mitwala 3 onakula ddi atakukutire oyina okologwa mulimo sikirungi kuwanka naye nga ye muli munda ina kyabala ekirala ekitali kuyamba so tubagamba nti when you meet new people mubere abantu abali welcoming si buli muntu nti mubi ate abantu abakumanyi will not help you to succeed.
They never
help you to succeed because babera ne kalika ivo ku mutima
omwana akuze
tumulaba avuge motoka nze sina givuga ona akuze mulaba
waliwo mukulu this is a personal story. There's someone I went to school with, so he was the first time I was on set. So you know when it is your first time on set, your mother is always the most proud person.
Yeah, true.
So my mother was watching me on TV and she was so happy. Then Olina agamba, oh walabira ko TV na yole batayina myedi na nusu 10.
Ndozolaba.
Mama ngena agamba. You've seen your boy grow. He's your friend.
Chikulaga bulazi chayina kuli ku mutima anti yes sana yenga akwagaliza bubi.
Kubi. Edakika ziri 15 zakaita kusawa bidi ezokumacha ndoza katukomao ne chabade Komambooga. As a country we're still saddened by what happened and we're still shocked by the way. Natulo was how will we change this? What is the future? How better can the police handle this? When are we how are we going to bring back Ubuntuism at the end of the day in the spectrum of this country? How better can we become better citizens at the end of the day? Noza kati Florida, I would like to pick your mind. Walo Besigye, retired Colonel Kizza Besigye, what he dubbed the 24-point crisis. Nti zine ensonga abiri munya zezi crisis Uganda zene mu facing. So in that regard this wakatogeko, but before Farida ojira kansoke nzibasomeremu ze yayogeddeko ensonga zino omwami retired Colonel Kizza Besigye ziri abiri munya yagambye ze ensonga Uganda zino crisis Uganda zetuyina a crisis kabanga oba ku kiyongobero obanga ekizibu kangabe ekizibu ekinene obwetaavu bw'eggwanga lino nagamba mismanagement number 1 the list of crises zetuyina mismanagement of the COVID-19 pandemic, 2 the corruption pandemic, 3 the healthcare crisis, marginalization, 4 marginalization, tribalism, nepotism and domination. Abantu bali discriminated okuberanga oyagala nnyo ofa kubeewa muboka nepotism nagamba land grabbing obubi bw'ettaka, education apartheid ebyensoma, impunity okola omuntu nga okola ebintu nga toyina go ali accountable to you gomala gakola bukozi okola kyoyagala. n'agamba state capture nti kati eggwanga lyawambibwa. N'agamba tax burden ebyemisolo biri waggulu, deliberate neglect, impoverishment and destruction of livelihood. Akagendere okubanga abantu obaavuwaza ku kagenderere ekyo, failure to address youth poverty, obwavu bw'abavubuka. N'agamba undermining multi-party democracy and assault of political opposition, nti okubanga abantu b'ovuganya nabo obanyigiriza okunyigiriza kwabo abantu b'ovuganya nabo. Undermining multi-party 13 refusal to conduct credible, free and fair elections, okubanga akalote kalimu bwesigwa na bwesimbu n'amazima. Then refusal to transfer power peacefully, obutagaba buyinza ng'obugaba mirembe. Refusal to devolve power, mismanagement of the environmental and natural resources, exploitation of the women cause, abakyala okubanga baba exploiting anyo okubanga baba nyigiriza, human trafficking okubanga kukusa kw'abantu, open-ended refugee policy, nti eno policy y'okuyingiza abantu ababonyi b'obudamu naye yeetaaga okwebuuzibwako, irresponsible borrowing, ate yo eno baaba okubanga twewola nnyo tumala gewola, which is true by the way. Oluusi olwo esente zetwewolanga we don't even need that money sometimes. Dictatorship, tyranny and overstaying power, okubeera mu buyinza okumala obudde obungi, deliberate erosion of national ethos, the personalization of the military, police and security operatives, bloated foreign policy. Zezo points abiri munya. Omwami retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye zayimiriddeko kubanga agamba we need a 24-point crisis. Oba zino crisis that we know, how do we solve them as a nation? Jukira earlier on omwami ono yafulumya PFT okubanga ekisinde kigenda okubanga kinoonya engeri gye kijja Museveni mbuyinza before 2026. Red card. Red card obalaga kigaba omuntu n'agikiriza bw'atyo. Red card bamalaga kigabawo bati.
Nze benda babagigabira mu kisaawe bafuluma.
Kino kisaawe.
Era politics tulinga abali mu kisaawe.
Kisaawe. Ale ndoza kisaawe kino kiri
ani akiinako obuvunaanyizibwa. Abazanyi muba bangi. Naye wabeeraho nanyi kisaawe ekyo.
Iwe muzanyiro omwo.
Bananyini kisaawe kya Uganda fe bannayuganda fe bannanyini kisaawe.
Yes.
Kati abakizanyira mufu ababalonda.
Olowooza kyekiddako.
Omukulu yatugambye nti okusookera ddala their step is to first show Ugandans there is a crisis. Because waliyo abatamanyi nti balina crisis. So bwe bagamba that is a good step. Nti okulaga bannayuganda okubazibula amaaso okubajjako ka blindfold babalage nti banayimwa twafa dda. There is a crisis. Health care center weziri naye bazibba. Nagamba kugambe nti abaana bamwe bali badde basoma bulungi naye ebyensoma bigootanyirwa kuba esente zijja naye tebaziteeka mu kuki kye kirina kukola. Yesterday twadde tukomawo okuva gye twabadde nabadde ngamba abantu bano nti you see in this country people can never be the same. Gye twabadde very deep abaana baayo tebalaba TV ne radio. That kid atula PLE n'omwana w'e Kampala ali exposed amanye ebifa mu ggwanga. Buli ekyetolola mu nsi akimanya. Osanga abamu the 5 years they have phones, they can access internet. Ne banoonyereza ebintu bye beetaaga, they have iPads, they know how to operate a computer. Omwana w'omukyala tamanyi ne TV bwefaanana. Kati that kid agenda kutuula for a PLE paper. N'omwana akulidde e Kampala. Kati omwana akulidde e Kampala agenda scoring of course highly. Okusinga omwana atulidde mu kyalo. Naye oli point ze bw'abanga omwana mugezi ow'omu bw'obaleeta arguinge ku nsonga like ng'omwana mugezi nakyolali jovala abantu tutuuka ku Emakero University ng'omwana alina 22 n'afuna pass degree no alina 11 points n'afuna first class.
Yes, definitely that
ne wabuuza 22 points we twasomera bayira twagendanga ku 25 points naye mwe mwasomera mulina 20 points sote mungamba ate mwezizemu ogenda ofuusa spice dane ezo ziyisizaamu no fe twasomereza fe zagendanga ku 25
nevalida kuwegera fe twasomeranga oliranga awali nnyo
nze mulembe gwange.
It brings up the question of age, but that will not be today. Farida, what do you think of the 24-point crisis?
Some points are credible, like
mismanagement of the COVID-19 pandemic. Do you believe in that?
Echo chonze ngamba. Okay, yes,
it's both
they have.
ways. There's sente nyingi zebabba mu COVID.
But bazibye.
Sente nyingi zabbiba mu COVID,
But
which is true.
It is true bazibye. But now.
Kyali baddewo.
What
No,
did
but
you expect?
Besigye has brought. I think Besigye is bringing back a politics that we've not had over time. A politics of vigor, a politics of ideas. Because tukirize tugane, otwatuuka Besigye wabadde avudde mu political game eno. Politics bwati abadde akyabuzeewo. Nti olina jja n'abagamba omanye ensonga zaffe ziizino. Ensonga zennyimiriddeko ze zino. Ziyimiriddeko lwa nsonga bweti.
Omukulu Kiwani Kasubi yatugambye those are his personal ideas tatalina byatugamba. Agamba he's a free Ugandan, he can say whatever he wants to say.
Yeah, but at least he has ideas. How many Ugandans have ideas?
And you say when he talked about corruption, natugamba now talking about corruption. You see President Yavayo na fronting nagamba anti-corruption work. Era we have talked the walk, or they have walked the talk. So natugamba nti Chovolaba we have a new IGG, Inspector General of Government.
Omushala bambi alese policies yagambe yakatutandika lifestyle audit batandike okubanga bakuba dry. But just in, it looks like there are rumors that are saying there might be a coup in South Sudan as you're speaking right now. Yesterday we had protests that were going on in South Sudan. So just in right now, preliminary news that we have, preliminary information that is happening right now. There might be a military coup in South Sudan. Remember, it is not even out of a year down or two when we had a military coup in South Sudan that hosted the dictator Omar Bashir. Bashir had been in power for 29 years. Right now, he is yet to be handed over to the International Criminal Court for the cases in Darfur. What happened in Darfur, you remember, in Sudan. So as we are speaking right now, there might be a military coup in South Sudan. And what happened in South Sudan prior to what is happening now is that we had a new set of processions. Okwekala kasokula kwade kwatandisa okuva ku Saturday ne kujja ne ku Sunday abantu nga bagamba military rule eriko tetujagala nayo. We didn't host a dictator to also get other dictators. So I don't know. We shall keep you updated, guys. We shall tell you what is happening in South Sudan. But the protests were there. Sorry, Sudan, Khartoum. What is it called? Northern Sudan. Mainland Sudan. Webajita. Mainland Sudan. I'm sorry, not South Sudan. It is mainland Sudan. Sudan area Omar Bashir. Sigamene ya Salva Kiir. Ya Omar Bashir. Sudan mainland erimu abawarabu wamu bamanyi yo si abana abadeng n'abanuer abadugavu ennyo no yo ya erimu abasingo beru bawalabu mweyo Sudan jengamba. So northern part of Sudan or mainland Sudan wayinza okuba waliyo rumors of a military coup in Sudan. So we will keep you updated, and that is what is happening right now, preliminary information. So kwekalakasa kwabaddewo leero kirabikanga wayinza okuba waliyo military coup egenda masukulu coup zizaliza okukoma mu Africa badde manyizi twatuukana ekizibu mu mulamu kati twakafune ya Guinea Conakry
ate embeera n'etakyuka bintu bikomawo bwe muwummula ate ebintu ne bitakyuka. Of course biri ebyali bituyambako bikomawo. I
have a problem with I don't want to say this, but sometimes I'm forced to say it. There's a problem with the African continent. There is a problem with the black people with this skin.
What is the problem?
These are the problems I'm talking about. How do we still have military coups in this country, in this continent?
It is because we still have dictators.
How do we still have dictators? Mchengamba chendi mukutegeeza systems are developing, Farida. Countries are developing. People are starting to buy land in space. People are looking for solutions, right? People are no longer dying of malaria. People are no longer dying of these chronic illnesses actually mukugamba. Ndi mukugamba munsi is civilized. COVID-19 yaweddeyo. People are vaccinated now. In Africa is where you're still fighting people. You're still finding people fighting. Ethiopia, Bakube Tigray region, ba launches airstrikes in the second consecutive week. Ngabantu bali mukufa. Africa oli mukusanga corruption. Africa oli mukusanga famine. When will we sit back and be like other European states and just sit back and say, like, you know what? We are now developing as a continent.
No, tetusobola kubeera yeyo lwansonga nti Africans tuyina obuzibu bungi nti tetusoma.
Nitugezezaako okusoma.
Ekisookera no.
I mean the literacy rate's high now.
Okusoma kwa njawulo. Kugenda mu kilasi nesoma biology ne chemistry. Kyanjawulo nnyo n'omuntu akedde ku macha n'akwata how to win friends and influence people. Ebyo ebintu byanjawulo. Nze agenze mu nsomero n'ensoma biology nenja n'entuula. Noli amaze okusoma okuyiga bye basoma najja n'akwata obutabo bw'aba philosophers n'asoma abawanjawulo ne reasoning ye bayanjawulo because nze nkyayina biri bye nasoma mu ebitali na applicable bye nkyali nabyo kati zezo literacy levels zetuwogerako mu Africa naye nga sometimes teziyamba. Africans don't know how to do research. Tuvogamba mbo COVID-19 amawanga amalala bamaze okugetting vaccinated. Mu Uganda batugamba mbo baveyo government eveyo egabe emitwalo 10 biri go vaccinating abantu bajja genda babagemye. Kwegamba babagulirira okuwonya obulamu bwo. Chavora abantu tesobola kubeera nga amawanga amalala. Our reasoning byona byanjawulo lwansonga tetusoma. Tetunemanyiza kintu kiri nti amagezi bwe buganga nti onoonyereza n'osoma n'omanya.
You live in pursuit of wisdom and knowledge.
Okay, kati omuntu n'agamba okay wabaddewo okubaluka eKomambooga naye kyandivu kiviiridde ku ki in particular nga tonnavayo kugamba nti abantu babadde bayambadde people power t-shirts. Okay babadde bazambadde naye kiki ekyabatutte in particular ne bagende eKomambooga. Lwaki tebagenze kifo kirala? Okitegera tebannatuuka kweyo detailed research okunoonyereza okwo. So nti Africa tukyalina obuzibu bungi. We can never be like the other countries you are comparing us to. We still have dictators who think basobola okubeera mu power because bajja na mundu.
When do we believe in systems? Because I'm thinking
we do not have systems.
Oh God.
There are no systems in Africa.
Bantumwe.
Chovola abantu omukulu Dr. Kizabesi jagenda kugamba in 2011 ntiza sichadda mu election za kalulu ngenda kukola kirala mu 2016 not shocking na akomawo naye simba.
That is the kind of leaders we have.
Ko kadi ya FDC. Okay, kana tugamba nakakasanti kitufu kati akaluteka kyakola because era mweno document ya 24 point crisis yavude nagamba bana Uganda anti temusuubira kukyusa kintu kyonna mu kalulu naye tukole civil disobedience egenda kuforcing a president okuvaayo aje mu negotiations n'abantu.
And you know we are saying these things
but can Uganda resemble civil disobedience?
That is the problem. Okay, when Uganda Surimubawa variety, need to be bawa because there is a lot that is happening in this country because katuwa de 24 point crisis.
Yes.
I want to believe that what we are saying is still in line with these issues. At the end of the day, we are talking about the political gimmicks of this country, of this continent. Because I'm thinking, let us not narrow down this debate to only Ugandans, because a busy will be like a 24 point crisis. Ebizi ubiyetubulide wabiye pointing out these challenges. They are the very same challenges that are facing other African countries. We have a general problem.
The problem as Africa.
I'm looking at 24 point because katimine bizi utubirabye. Abana Uganda babimanyi. Ubagamba mismanagement of COVID resources tuchimanyi, land grabbing tubimanyi, overtaxation tubimanyi, living overstaying in power. Byonna tubitegera. What I'm talking about, or what we are talking about on Farida, is to try to seek for these solutions that are going to fundamentally change the way Africans think and the way Africans reflect and the way, the way we perceive things. Because it looks like we have a systematic problem that is in our DNA as Africa. And jongena choganga sichirumiemu Africa obuzibu bwetu naddala fe abantu abalina skin eno bweti. We still have tukyalemeddwa okumanya mbuno ensi tekoma leero oba okitegeera nti ensi egenda kugenda naawe kennyini oli omulamu kati Farida by 20 let me say emyaka nga 10 okuva kati that will be I think 3021 right?
Yes.
So by 3021 nobody of us will be alive right now tewali agenda kubeera mulamu but igwanga lino ligenda kubanga likolaki Africa egenda kuba ekyaliwo.
Yes.
So how do we start shaping kubanga abasajja abakula nze njogera from a perspective from ensingas in the United States ensi ezikulaakulanye za realizing ekintu kimu. They realized one thing that life is not all about us. Oba kitegeera ne bakitegeera mbuno ensi eno tulina be tuli ng'abantu
kulekerawo space
ne bakola system ng'egenda kuyamba omuntu agenda okujja emyaka 10 ng'ovudde kati kyovula mbu ssaawa zino America emanyi omuntu agenda ogikulembera mu 1321 ajja kusweyalinga ddi agenda kusweyalinga mu time ki oba kitegeera they knew that these things it is inevitable ekitali ku Africa buli akwate enkasi alowooza kati nze kangikwatemu nkifunemu paka wenakifunamu paka when are we going to do that? In fact just amawulire ge twakafunawo kati bali mu kutugamba mbuno aba ISIS bali mu claiminga that they won, they are responsible for what happened over the weekend in Uganda. The bomb blast. Now, I don't like to believe in things like these ones. But nabantu abatero tugamba aba ISIS abo. There are people ISIS evuluma nnyo ku buli kimu. Oluusi n'ojja okwetegeezanga sibe bakikoze. Yeah. So sagala misleading aba Ugandans. They are just agomawuli ebugambo. Aba ISIS bagamba bakitwe. But ISIS wowe ogimanyi enkola yaayo emanyi okwagala okufuna enekkiriza mbu bino be bakoze ekidde nga tebasibe bakikoze. Sometimes they claim victory for what they have not actually done. But Farida Iranga, I want to just speak your mind mangu nga tumaliriza. Do you think the 24-point crisis is going to change anything?
Yeah, it might change.
What might it change?
it might change the mindset. But because bowe bavayo ne bagamba nti we have to first show Ugandans that there is a crisis. That is a big step. Abala Uganda bamu tebamanyi nti there is a crisis. So bw'omulaga nti waliwo crisis situka baba ina kye batambuddeko. Lwakuba mu tebatuwadde solutions ezimu omukulu wa fula ogutu n'atugamba nti we will bring the solutions soon after
first telling you the challenges
after you have accepted nti mulina crisis tujja bawa solutions. Omukulu Dr. Kiza bese n'atugamba nti stop asking me for plan B. I am bringing plan B in bits. I bring the legs, I bring the hands, the chest. So before you know it, the whole body will be there. So tugamba, okay, kati yaleseka amagulu. 24-point crisis.
Abazo tubulie kizibu kye tulimu.
Bana Uganda abasinga abali ku Kampala wakiso mukono around Jinja. Crisis eziri wano. Abasinga babimanyi. Naye waliga abantu very deep. Okujja kumanya nti omukulembeze aludde mu ggwanga lino ku ntebe. Ebisinga tebabimanyi. Oli yatugamba we mugamba basente government basente nkera kumacha. Ebitano byange mteka musawo nene bakanga bikyali mukati aba yazibye ddi. Kati oyo muntu.
So ketuulizeko omukulu ono. Good morning, welcome to the drive.
Yes, morning, Edgar and Friday.
Yes, Norman.
Good morning.
Morning. I have a few things to communicate to the rest of the viewers, especially in regard to that bomb, that bomb blast in eKomambooga. The question goes back to our country and definitely our leaders. It's fair enough that the government does its best to fight unemployment in this country. There is no way young people that can ably employed and can have a fair living that we can choose to commit such crimes. Sometimes it's because of the desperation that is among the young people, and therefore segregating it at 20,000 or 50K, and you give it to someone creating such a package. I can assure you they will do it with utmost good faith and wonderful courage. That one has to go back to the government that it's high time it considered employing or finding solutions to the high levels of unemployment. You have no idea how desperate and courageous an unemployed young person can be, because if such terrorists just gave, even if they stood randomly in town and say, you carry this package for me, I give you 500,000, you will be shocked about the queue that would be in town looking for that money to come and deliver such evil items. That aside, I have heard you talk of Dr. Yesterday and his team's work or attempts to ensure that there is some bit of change. It is very true, but sometimes Ugandans also discourage. They will be there, make a bit of positive noise, give it a month, Baganda will say, because if you look at the malice and the blackmail fights that are on social media between different blocks, that most people think this is a diversionary tool. The FDC also asked us for I don't know how many days, how far have we gone. When you find the DP, it's neither or. You find UPC. So there is a very big problem. I think for me moving forward, as I leave your platform, it was important enough for every single party to go and close themselves in doors, quarrel, box one another. That by the time they get outside that conference room, they are united, and then as followers or as citizens, follow one block.
Okay.
But this, I call it dog-eat-dog competition.
Norman, before you go,
yes.
Before you go, I would love to also pick your mind on what Mr. Tibuhaburwa said after the bomb blast. When President says that if we go for the people you support, you should not make any noise. And he also concludes by saying he is the Sabalwanyi of Luwero. Is there something or a particular audience he was addressing?
You are breaking.
I was asking that I want you to pick your mind from what President Museveni said or issued when in a statement that he issued out when he was telling Ugandans that you shouldn't say anything if we go for those people that you support. And he also ended his document or his speech by reiterating the fact that he is the Sabalwanyi of Luwero. What is your take on his message after the bomb blasts? What should Ugandans take?
One thing and the rest of the viewers should learn and appreciate from Mr. Museveni. Even when he's it's like these kicks of a dying horse. The way he slaughter a horse, there are those last kicks it makes, even when it is bleeding to death. So if you are a coward, you will think that these kicks are real, and then you will just drop the knife and run away. That's how Mr. Museveni behaves. And in any case, it is expected of every leader. It is expected of every leader to come and show some bit of courage, show some bit of the things that as if things are under control. But deep at heart, that gentleman knows how many times he has abused attackers as pigs. We have never gotten even one single pig leg. Yes? When we managed to away, you know how bitter he was. What happened? Nothing. I mean, so that is found him. And also to say, as you get a Uganda, so sobola kubeera Ssabalwanyi forever. Nibabera Goliath, nibabera bani okusekera n'ogwa, n'oyiika. Kati naye ekiseera kikiweddeyo nti obeeraawo ngali obanga bano abapita kulanga bano abalanga ebyenda abakamara amara these intestines, these small intestines ez'embuzi, you know how bano abagasiba. So bano babeera basiba bino ebyenda osiba eno bwebiseerera eno obiyiika. That's what Museveni is doing. Naye kyabaye kigaze okugamba abantu nedda kindi mu ttaano gakinyweza, because definitely we all know nti abaakukakozeka katonotono ne badamu ne ba-attackinga n'ebirala. But for me to say, byonna we have to go back to our drawing board. Nekitalaga busungu nebeera opposition erimu kulaga busungu ate ne baana bali mu government balimu kulaga busungu, so that we have a nation to protect at the end of it all, whether Bobi Wine, whether Faye, wabani young people n'abakulu. At the end of it all, we have a nation to protect. Then we shall all of us look for solutions toward every single problem in this country. Yes, Museveni could be a problem, but also opposition could be a problem. It's also possible.
Okay.
It's also foreigners could be a problem. It's also possible that farmers. It's also possible that also voters could be a problem. Why would you vote someone that this is going to avoid the chumbo? So we are, all of us are a problem one way or the other. So
okay. Thank you. Thank you, Norman Tumusimbi. He says that we have a nation to protect. Kanchize mu Uganda. Twine egwanga eryokuma. We have a nation to protect. Thank you so much, Mr. Norman Tumusimbi. Norman is one informed gentleman. Ateli antama bigambo byaba abyogera Atenavi owning. Thank you so much, Norman Tumuhimbisa, always watching the drive and also calling in and giving us a bit of wisdom here and there from people who have been in the sphere like yourself and giving us solutions that work. Thank you so much. Faida, I want you to pick your mind from what he said, and you'll also read some of our messages because we're coming to the end of the show. I think we have like 5 to 7 minutes to end the show. So I want to pick your mind on what Norman said. You have a nation to protect.
Yeah, we do. And we've always done protected our nation. But the thing is, when he says even the voter has a problem, because why would you vote someone who has
a systematic problem?
I mean, the voter has no problem at all.
Why do
the thing is, the system, yes, the system has made me poor. If someone is giving me a 10K and I actually have no plans of getting it, yes.
Now I'm going to interrupt you. They don't give 10K. They give 1K for a vote. I saw a line in Shema, and the people are being given 1,000 shillings, not even more than 5 cents.
Like, people take sourcing at Emuli Munyo. Ningatalina lukumi lugula munyo. Kati okedde kumata no ngamba ogenda osimbe walira ino ontekere maka lunku wa munyo gwa myezi ebiri. Why wouldn't I? Oshagera nti omuntu agenda nakusala gatule wakagendo agano gendo okulonda. Obwavu bungi. Ate buli lwobeera omwavu tolowooza nnyo. Because sometimes buli lwolowooza idea gyofuna yeetaga ka sente kale ejja kwetaaga ku ka transport okulinnyawo boda. Nenga toziyina. Kati obwavu government ekumidde abantu mu bwavu esobola okubafuga. Okay, there is a problem. Nenga obuvuzi bw'obusinga buli mu system gye tuyina. Mti systems tezikola. Ate bino obuzibu obusinga buli intentional. Si bwaba na Uganda.
Kintu wakikoze deliberate. Era ne mu 24 point crisis ayogeddeko deliberate. Abada using anye ekigambo kya deliberate.
Omuntu yali ayagaddeko okukona ku kubo nga yagala akukone. Ne bwe weegira no deri agira akugoba. Ne bwe dena agira akugoba. So gye tulimu esaawa eno bili intentional. That are intentionally imposed on us. So kati okubyejjamu.
Yeah. Okay, I want you to read for us some of those messages, what Ugandans think about what we said, then to engage to the discussion.
Omukulu tumusime kata agamba consistency in the plan work by the opposition politicians is a big problem that we are struggling with as a country. Consistency.
Yeah, which is true.
Which is true. Sajja tugambye omukyala nabukera Teddy Tenja agamba, I have a question. When the police takes forever to solve cases, we all say that our police is slow and useless. When it is quick to solve, we'll be like, and then when we attribute that solution to a political play, I think let's also try to applaud the police for their quick response through investigations. Will show if it was a play or a factual solution.
Okupapa omukyala Teddy kwayogeddeko. It is true, by the way. Olusi ne oluwo yangwa in some cases like these ones. A bomb. Okay, well, accident is all okufuna facts. A bomb comes with a conspiracy, and the conspiracy is deep.
Because
you don't just unmask it in hours.
Omuntu amanyi nti eyagenze ne eKomambooga okuteka teyagenze yo lunaku lwajjo.
Yes,
that person must have been there kuva January.
It's a conspiracy.
Amanyi pika wa abantu jebabereramu abanji, amanyi lunaku kirwe mujjawo abanji. So abadde abacalculating naye gwe bwovaayo nga yakikoze ku Saturday novayo ku Sunday. Okay, wali video ku Sunday nogamba we are doing the investigations. Kale
just
okwashwalinga abantu nti police ekola omulimu gwayo. Naye ate bwovaayo ne already ne information twafunya abantu tubalibwe bati babadde
obanga ffe abakolera ku lugambo.
Exactly. Ate nga olugambo si lulungi. Nagamba, if it is true that the guys were putting on people power shirts, they can be people power. They can't be the people power. It is some people trying to spoil the image of people power.
Because it is you cannot be that.
Arrest everyone that's supposed to be people power.
Kubeera ng'olibo shallow minded like that. Okubanga ogenze ate kukola kino ate nojja ne kiringa kugenda kubba banka ngoyo ne bagamba nobalekera wali address yo. Nobagamba omanyi munsange wano.
Mama mwagala sente zammwe.
It is impossible.
Ngenda kulenkereza n'omukulu Jeremiah Mukiibi agambye the investigation process died from inception by a mere statement of suspects being a political party being in a political party attire.
Because that is what even not that but the echoes that you are making busigno boli mukutuwa bonoli mukulaga this is a political dynamic in less than a few hours olinga ali mukugamba you already know who to convict and when. You've already tried and you're the jury or everything, you already know who you're looking for, which is actually not the case. Because in this scenario, ISIS every day claiming the thing to be behind the bomb attack. So, are you going to go for ISIS or are you going to go for political?
Nanti bayizo kubanga beba claims na inga beba sindi sebaba de wanunga baba demo t-shirt za people power. Okay, yes, but claims bachi owninze na yete tusobola gamba nti beba chikoze bayina beba ko na ivinze nabo ne batwala yo ekitereke because okudelivering ekitereke ekyo kyangu nnyo bana Uganda bafu. Ediga there is someone atakuteeko mitwala 5 kuva January we yatandika
atano manji nego atano usede nyingi atano
kati mitwala 5 ngajiri wamu gwejitinga
ajibala kutena mitwala 2 there are people who are
lero tugenda mu November kati omuntu oyo bwomukwasa mitwala 2 just deliver my package gwe kiteeka oveyo.
Farida, we've come to the end of the show, but before we go I want to pick your mind on Manchester United. Manchester United is devastating, is embarrassing. Yesterday history was made and this result, as Peter Drury said, will forever echo in the doldrums of history that one time, one day on a Sunday evening Manchester United was thrashed 5-0 at Old Trafford in the presence of over 70,000 fans, in the presence of over 1 million global fans. Ladies and gentlemen, what is happening at United? Frida,
do you think I wouldn't want to agree with the people who are saying Ole is bad?
Why?
And Edgar, I know you are one of them.
Ole is bad.
Manchester Paka Ole bwana agenda.
Which is true. Why do I say that? Oligana Sosha alemedwa aninga respect your team, respect your club. Over time, a big team like Manchester United deserves someone who reflects the entirety. Wotuniane omanyi bakochi bano. Stature ya coach, enkola ya coach, era bikiwa mu mpira gwe basamba. When you see Manchester City playing, you're seeing Pep Guardiola is playing. When you see Liverpool playing, olabira da Jurgen Klopp yali mu kusamba mpira. Look at Atletico Madrid, Diego Simeone wapa wali. Olabira da nga eneisa y'omutendesi reflecting ambasambi babera nabo. Kati eneisa ya Solskjaer, he's naturally someone with a small demeanor. Mutono akwata ebintu byempola. Even when he's beaten, he doesn't look like he's beaten. He is lacking that experience, that maturity. Nti oje umanyikati omusajja ngazi Zinedine Zidane angayaze ku United for example, because okay we wali mukogera kanyizo mu replacing her. Zinedine Zidane wa Jam United agenda kujja n'ekintu yakuba omupiira n'agunoza n'awangula World Cup n'awangula Champions League n'awangula ebikopo byonna najja n'afuuka omutendesi n'awangula Champions League n'awangula ebikopo byonna ajja ne that respect nti nkikubye kati wembanzi ze maaso ga mwezize kuba yamba okitegera ekitali ku Solskjaer tana wangula kikopo kyonna mu career ye yonna. He has not won anything. Manchester United ogisanze eri mu transformation ogambo ina kyozimba. They have given you the cream de la cream. You have the best players. Because why I'm saying United has the best players. Look at those players when they go on their national sides. Umupira gwe basamba. Bruno Fernandes, Ronaldo enyini, tunulia Paul Pogba, tunulia ba Luke Shaw, Maguire, bali mkuvuma Maguire ne Varane. Varane yakawangula UEFA Nations League. Varane yakawangula World Cup wali ne France. Yakawangula Champions League ne Madrid. Ronaldo yakawangula UEFA Nations League. Yakakuba goals
Don't you think nti ekibaletedde okola obubi abantu ba Manchester nti temuli mu kuwa respect coach wamwe?
That is the thing. Kyekugamba.
Temu believing and bwabagamba temukiririza.
Yes, bala bya da
now the problem is not the person. The problem is the players.
No. We know it comes back to the person. It is you, the person, who asserts your authority. It is in you that people will respect you or not respect you. So when they decide not to respect Oli, that means there is something wrong with him. Why is it that they can respect other coaches? Why are they not respecting Oli? And why I'm saying...
It is because he has never won. You have just started
Oli has never... Yes, that is the only reason.
That alone.
It is on you. It is not on the players. Because why? Look, Ronaldo and other players, bakuyo mupia mbade nkugamba no ku Maguire batuse ku European finals ne lukusho nga bakuwa partnership eyo nga ogiraba eyamani ba defender amani Varane awangu de bikopo wali bisaka akuba bunyo mupira lwaki kikyaganye ekitegeeza olabye abo abasambi obayina engeri jobagoyamu oba jobagattagatta ne bakufunya results. It is on you, the coach.
Yes.
When the coach fails to get results from the players, that means there is a problem with him. Mbolaba players, they are balungi. So they are balungi. What is wrong? It is the
it is
coach.
because also overconfidence is not good. It is actually bad. Nti abazanyi abamu aba Manchester bamanyi. And they have a coach bamanyi nti bamusinga. Chovola banti.
The best solution would the coach is the coach to go. The coach would go and let the players be the players. Because for I'm thinking, Oligana Sosha has been given everything he needs. Omanyi ekiwesho omanyi result eyo lwaki abantu banayuganda bali mugamba but okuya goal 5 Timber Sales kwa goal 5. The difference as to why it is like that is, first of all, you have been beaten by your arch rival. Arch rival ye muntu go nti ogamba abala bona bankuba ono tankuba bakube goal 5 arch rival Liverpool. Ekyokubiri oyo arch rival is a title contender ku kikopo la ddala kwali gwe oyo a title pretender toka kasa wajuli ekyo kiba already ekikola kiba kiku affecting nga Manchester United. Ekyokusatu bakukubidde ku kisaawe kyo Old Trafford bagituuma the theatre of dreams. It was called the theatre of dreams because a lot of things happened in that stadium, a lot of magic. Okitegera ate bakubye in a time nga bawagizi bonna oze oli mukurikari nga bali mukukukuba. So it is just a summation of problems, and I would say Oligana Solskjaer has been given everything.
Edgar, wouldn't you just advise instead of the coach leaving, wouldn't they sit and accept and agree? Okay, you are good. Could you just believe in me in what I'm telling you? And then we have a win-win situation.
I cannot believe in you. You know, in football there's something that is different from other. But njakalo soko Farida, omanyi something that is unique about football. Actually unique. And kutoli wa imani you. The uniqueness about football.
When he just came to United, he said, I am here for wins.
Yes.
The guy is not there for games. Now you know what distracting.
Ole has been
you
given 3 years. He has been given 3 years to build a team which he has failed to win a title. Not even omanyi. Football is all about titles. Ebikopo byowangula. Baby deciding a chicholi. If you're not winning titles, for a team like Manchester United that was trained to win, because United chiri mutwe gwawe, that for us we win. Kati abantu we batyo okubatuusa n'obatuuka mu dimine egamba kati tukuba kufuna bi positions obogezi watu inacho wangude ate n'abasambi kati kicholo gamba ekyo kukkirizamu katumaliza abasambi okukkirizamu it is reflected in what you are or who you are or what you play or what you've won. Abasambi ba respecting kye bamanyi nti wagukubako kale wagukuba n'oguwangula wayewanguleko ng'omutenesi Mourinho takubanga ku mupiira Mourinho ye amuwanguzi wa bikopo era ba coach bona abantu players bona bakutendeka bajja kugamba Mourinho yinjo kuba n'embeera ze naye muwanguzi Oligana Solskjaer kyamulemi kuwangula bikopo bana Uganda mwebale nnyo abatulabe Faida Sibula abana Uganda kiyoke tuve wano
abatulabye olunaku lwa leero. Thank you so much. Abantu aba front abaina red card banaye mukolo omulimu gwa awareness because mukulu nnyo bana Uganda ebintu byemwogeddeko okubijja ku lupapula babitegeere mu bwongo bwabwe. It is going to take time, so mutandikirewo, but it is a good move.
All right. Thank you so much, every Ugandan out there, non-Ugandan who has been watching the Mighty Drive. It is always an honor and a privilege to have you on this particular show. As I told you, we have a new show. It's called the Equilibrium. It will be running on Monday at 7 p.m. up to 9 p.m. So it will be replacing the voltage for that particular time. On Friday, that's when the voltage returns at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It is always a pleasure to have you. I've been working with Rogers Turiaha, where he is the producer of the day, and Teddy Tenjo Nabukera, she is the lady on camera. Thank you so much, everybody, from everybody to everybody. Thank you so much. We're going to meet tomorrow. We have Omulangira. Agenda kubera wano. Then Wednesday tujja kwa tukoma, Thursday bera in-house, then Friday it is always a musical drive. My name is Edgar. Thank you so much, Farida. And thank you to our viewers. Good morning.
Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.